Hello, hello, hello. Welcome now, Stock Trades. First, I want to apologize if the internet connection here is not great. I'm in Kentucky right now, and unfortunately, I'm in an area that is surrounded by beautiful grass, hills, and whatnot. And unfortunately, I'm using a hot box. So I think the internet connection is not going to be the best. So I'm not going to be able to play this video, but I do believe this video is related to Clover Health in some aspects from the All In podcast. We're going to go ahead and talk about the new COO, Chief Operating Officer for the Medicare Advantage operations for Clover Health. This was released and published on September 26th, so about like 3 days ago. So we're gonna lots of stuff to talk about. What I want to do. How you doing, James? Let me first off, if you guys can, let me know. If you guys can even hear me. What I'm gonna do, just real quick here, is I'm just gonna open up my cellular device here and click on the video. I mean, even the phone internet is here, and click on. It seems as the voice is clear. We're not going to put any video or any data disruption to where I would have to upload more info. It's probably going to cut out. So we're just going to keep it just audio for today, guys. Okay, almost like a podcast. Okay, how you doing, B Rob? I expect Clover approach 250 this week. November lights the fire. Hello, my man. Okay, yeah, guys. So we're going to be talking a lot of things. This week on Monday, we're going to go ahead and release the type of options I'm going to be playing on the FU side of the money aspects, not the large stockpile we hold. I'm not comfortable doing covered calls on those until probably $25, $30. It depends. Not financial advice. It depends. Like, if they're growing at 40-45%, then probably not until 50. But what I want to do real quick here is Chamath Palihapitiya at around 21:50, so 21 minutes and 50 seconds for the All In podcast, where it talks about big Fed rate cuts. Under the AI is coming for call centers and all this. Chamath goes in, and I can just kind of pull up the transcripts here if it's open, and we can kind of just read the transcripts, given the internet's kind of weak right now. So he talks, pretty stunning. We work with a very large, regulated, highly regulated company. I don't know. Clover's, I wouldn't say it's large, but it's a public company that they have a very complicated set of people. And he's basically talking about how we've been running an AI-powered software versus the old legacy. I'm not too sure if he's talking about SoFi or Clover. He's talking about the accuracy getting up. So I'm not too sure if Chamath is referencing Clover Health in this one, but what I want to talk about here is just so the future, something that I was just thinking about. Drop your thoughts in the chat, and if you're offline in the normal YouTube chat off of the live here. But and just excuse me if I'm slow today. I'm post call. Post call means that I've just finished off a 30-hour shift. Yes, and I was awake for those 30 hours. So, but I did take a nap after the 30-hour post call shift. But still, you're still tired. So Clover Health, especially in this video here, Jason talked about how there's a software that you're able to feed it, like, for example, Angry Birds, the game, feed it the game. The software is able to recognize the game and build the game by just looking at it and copy the same codex of that game. Now, obviously, games are a little bit more simpler than an AI, Clover, an AI thing that has a lot of, new evidence-based guidelines in medicine. But, I think Clover is going to keep its Medicare Advantage side, because I think the Medicare Advantage is a hedge against the AI being copied, and it's a hedge against making the AI better and better and better. So what do I mean by that? So obviously, if Clover goes in and starts contracting other insurance providers, yeah, they're going to get their data. So obviously, data is gold. And if you were Humana, you wouldn't want to, give your data to Clover because they are a direct competitor in terms of Medicare Advantage, right? So if I was Clover Health, I would continue the Medicare Advantage side because one is I have a moat that offers PPO. So I'm going to definitely grow better than folks that offer HMO. Now, again, for folks that don't know the difference between HMO and PPO patients get to decide their own doctors, regardless if they're in network or out of network, versus HMO, it's designed by your healthcare insurance company, which obviously restricts the patient. Now, of course, if you're the patient, what would you want? Wouldn't you want the doctor of your choice? Don't you want to choose that top doctor, right? So I'm not saying obviously in networks are not top doctors. I'm just saying, in America, we are a capitalistic country and we value the decision of choice, right? And the freedom to do whatever you want. And unfortunately, HMO don't give you that. PPO do. And that's what Clover Health offers. The thing is that's expensive, right? PPO is definitely one of those things where, the medical costs are already going up. If you don't believe me, go to Humana and just look up the stock, HUM stock. And we always do it on here and look at the year to date. It's down around 30+%. Clover's up over 150%. I think almost 200%. Right. And for folks, back in the day, like, oh, Clover's up 200%. You must be smoking some ganja, right? Obviously not. Right. So it's becoming a reality. Right. This is not, this esoteric, elusive type of discussion where we're saying that a company can't basically, give you crazy returns. We're already starting to see proof of concept, which is reflective to that what we talked about earlier on in the year, or in late 2023 when I said, well, we're going to see proof of concept in 2024 in the stock price. So we obviously have that now. Okay. So the point here is, Humana doesn't want to give, if I was Humana, I wouldn't want to make a deal with Clover, right? Because, I'm going to have to give them my data and they're already a direct competitor. So, Clover understands this, right? They understand that. And, more power to Humana. I get it, right? You need to survive, right? Because you're going to get screwed in the long run, right? Because it's always in the long run, the long game here. So, Clover can do two things. It can stop its Medicare Advantage, but then it's not going to grow as much because it's just going to have to rely on a SaaS. And then, it's going to be like any AI startup company that has 20, 30, $300 million in revenue, let's say, from the SaaS side and no future prospects. So what they're going to do is they're going to keep their I'm speculating here. I think they're going to keep their Medicare Advantage side, right? Which they are, right? It's base reality as of now. And they're going to continue growing the Medicare Advantage side. And as the Medicare Advantage population grows, so that the Clover Assistant grows, so that the counterpart assistant grows. Because remember, if a company is able to basically have it watch a computer game like Angry Birds and basically copy the intricate codecs of the software that built that game, then I bet you all you need is that same software to integrate within the Clover Health system to essentially copy the software. But here's where it gets tricky. And this is where Warren Buffett competitive advantage comes in, and the moat. You see, the Clover Assistant and the software is only accessible to physicians that see patients, which is in a doctor's office, right? Clover Health is not going to license out the software to a company that is not like, it's not gonna license it out to a software company, right? That's not taking care of patients. We're talking about real doctors here, okay? And it's not, I would say, gonna license it out. Even let's say if it did license it out, let's say to Humana, it's not like Humana has the software engineering capabilities to go in and copy the software codecs of Clover. They don't have those types of data engineers because the intrinsic siloization of the healthcare insurance company, like Humana, United Healthcare, just don't have the capacity, just like how Blockbuster didn't have the capacity to see the vision of Netflix, nor BlackBerry did, nor all the taxi companies in New York and beyond the United States in regards to the Uber disruption Lyft, right? So these are the type of components that we're experiencing now, where legacy companies don't have the vision, just like how, as I said, Blockbuster laughing Netflix out of the building. Because if you don't recall, Netflix came to sell itself to Blockbuster, and Blockbuster laughed them out of the building. And who's laughing now, right? So, again, this video here, almost like in a podcast like format, it's just to get away from the numbers for a little bit and just talk about the overall vision of Clover and, because again, the ultimate vision, and if this vision is successful, which will translate into high revenue, which ultimately will translate to free cash flow, which then will translate to the intrinsic value calculation and the overall intrinsic value of the company, which then will translate into the stock price, which will translate into your wallets mooning and money coming out of every orifice of your body. Okay. So that's kind of the overall vision that I'm looking at right now. I think, if you were to look at a data training model set, I think the Medicare Advantage side of Clover is basically the brain mapping of the Clover Assistant, where it's consistently learning from all these input of physicians. And as the Clover counterpart assistant, whatever you want to call it, as it starts to engage within the Iowa clinic and all the other future clinics and beyond, it's going to continuously learn as well. And I think the moat of Clover is the physicians that are gatekeeping the software, because it's not like a software company can come inside the Clover Assistant and steal its data. It has to go to the physicians, and physicians are not going to talk to a software company. That's why Clover's hardest grail and hardest part was to become an insurance company so they can get access within the doctor through the patient. It's almost like the virus encapsulated inside is a bad example, but because I don't want to use an adenovirus, but we're not, people are not signed. I don't have that much scientists listening to our channel, but it's almost like a adenovirus installation where you use that to inject a particular gene set, almost like the CRISPR-Cas9 virus or whatever, or how we use the CRISPR-Cas9 system. A better example, just to basically simplify it, is we're using patients to basically show them, the physicians, the software, right? So you see how there's a moat. It's very difficult to become an insurance company. So there's a huge moat Clover has. So it's not like, they can just copy Angry Birds, or it's not like, they can just go in and look at Salesforce and buy a subscription from Salesforce and copy, their software. You need to be a doctor. And historically, doctors are not engineers, and they're not going to basically have, they have to have patience. And obviously Clover is going to, there's rules and regulations about trying to copy the codex for that. So there's just a lot of moats surrounding Clover, and it's just difficult to penetrate. So I hope you understand what I'm trying to say here, right? I don't think their software could get copied, but just in the thought process of it just maybe being copied, the probability of that copy being successful will not be probable because of Clover Assistance or Clover Health's Medicare Advantage side, because they're an insurance company as well, and they're going to continuously alter the model set and essentially just get smarter and smarter. So I think Clover now, I think they're like 10 to like 20 years. Let's be safe, 5 to 10 years, or let's say 5 to 15 years ahead of the market in terms of their software that's able to decrease the medical cost by 10 freaking percent, more than 10%. And we've seen actually more than 20% from Clover Health's MCR going from 119 or percent down to like 79%, give or take, right? So, they announced this guy, Joseph, as a new COO. He came from Jefferson Health Plans, and he developed a, business process as a service, BP, like a SaaS, PaaS, whatever you want to call it. Let's see what this computer says. BPOS? I don't know. Speaking of like SaaS, tomorrow or tonight, I think it's tomorrow. Yeah, today or tomorrow, I'm not too sure. It'll be the last day. The end of September is going to be the last day to use the SaaS coupon code, which is $1,000 off. So take advantage of that. I just reminded myself, just by because you use the coupon code SAAS. So take advantage of that, because this is definitely one of the cheapest prices you guys will see here. So going back here, he also has a background in a senior position at Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey. Now, if you don't recall, there was a comment that one of the executives at Blue Cross Blue Shield was saying some nonsensical things that on Andrew Toy's post. And it's funny because he ended up deleting that post, which shows you the disruption and the competitiveness in the market. And it shows you that Clover Health is winning. He talked a bunch of shit, and then all of a sudden Clover just bounced up 200% since that post that he deleted. And you can see that the people are starting to see that like we are disrupting the crap out of these people. And it's a really exciting time. Okay. Obviously, it's going to help with the value-based initiatives and the strategic operations for Clover. He has a track record of operational transformation, integrating technologies such as AI and automation. So, and then they obviously talk about PPO and all this other stuff. So, we're on the right track here, right? And again, 77% for the MCR here, to 79%. Talks about, this article talks about just stuff we already know. The Iowa Clinic multi-year agreement for the Counterpart Assistant, which is the kind of white blank paper of the Clover Assistant, AI-powered software platform. Obviously, there's a buy rating now. There's a lot of great things. The future of this company has never been so bright. And if people that bought at $28 back then, this obviously company is, I think, going to be worth even. It's just crazy. People were crazy in buying the company at 28, but then the company showing itself to be very stronger than its financials, and that didn't want to touch it at 60 cents. But you guys know, since you've been watching the channel, how bullish we've been on this company, regardless of the naysayers and the dumb money that unfortunately always likes to buy high and sell low. So, in terms of smart money, I am seeing smart money starting to sell, and then dumb money buy. So we might see some jump this week. Maybe we may see a jump this week or next week. We'll see what's going to happen here. I'm not. Again, short term is very difficult to ascertain. Again, because of the presidential election cycle. Regardless of who's president, the fundamentals don't change unless the president does something to where the fundamentals change. Yeah, so let's just go over the comments real quick. I would pay more for insurance if I have PPO, and I do. Insurance for me, wife, 3-year son, and 1-year daughter is $850 a month. So you can see, that PPO just gives you the option, seeing who you want. What's up, Al? Selling more club puts with the confidence tomorrow. Absolutely, yeah. And then he just reminded me, it can't get back to the highs, which the company needs cash. Well, the thing is, how does the company get cash? It needs to create free cash flow, right? So if it becomes profitable, then it can use its own cash to grow, right? Can I make payments on lifetime access? Yeah. So that's a good question. So let me just open up the incognito here, so because so you guys can see the okay. Let me just hold on one moment. Let me just remove the screen for a sec. Let me just do this here, because I need to close this document here because there's some private information, not my information, It's just some other, just you guys know I'm in healthcare, so got to make sure. Even though it's not no identifiers, I'm a bit stricter when it comes to these types of things. Considering we have on average 1,000 people watch the channel and more every video, so we want to make sure everything is good. So you go to allstocktrades.com, and excuse me, the internet's just kind of really slow here, so we're just gonna have to wait here. It's still circling here, but yeah. So in short, the answer is yes. So we have the stock terminal, and I haven't really gone over this really deeply. We have the stock terminal, which is $60, $60 a month, $59.99 a month, right? And that's just a stock terminal, right? And that's a monthly subscription, right? This is like almost like you're renting the software. Because we're building out the platforms of the course from zero to hero, and also here we have bundle. We're including lifetime access for beta access users for the stock terminal. So for this short time, as we lift beta access out of the mastering stock market course and bundle, you're going to get lifetime access to the stock terminal, which is like unheard of, right? This will be removed in the future because they'll maybe have like a year or two of stock terminal access, and you pay the $60 a month or whatever. We'll like figure it out. Or this will go up higher, which I know we're going to do. So, let's say you mastering, put up the mastering, which includes just, it says get everything we have, intelligent investor course. If you just want the mastering and the stock terminal, just the almost less than $50. The master is mastering is sufficient. So you go in, you press this button, and the internet's very slow, but I'm just going to walk through it as it loads. Then you go in and you go to the checkout page, and then you'll see something called Affirm. Now you can scroll down, and here obviously is the curriculum, which is only 5% complete. Like this is not even done yet, right? This is just 5% complete, which is in other places where you get information that's what they offer, and we offer way more. So you can get Affirm and whatnot, but you go in and enroll, and you can see the Affirm here, $104 a month. So yes, you can make payments for lifetime access, but here's the cool part, which then I can show you here. So let it load. So you can use PayPal, which has the monthly payments. You would have to go and you put your PayPal information, but Affirm, and I think PayPal is more international. Affirm is for Canada and USA. Just check it, but you can split it off to 36 monthly payments, and then it's lifetime access. So you're financing lifetime access pretty much, right? And it's less than 25%, your credit card rate of 25%. Obviously, you can get interest-free payments. You can do that. And then, you can pay it off earlier. But what you could, before you need to do that, and I've had someone who's done that, you want to go in and type in the coupon code SAS, right? And you want to go ahead and hit apply. And by doing that, you go in and get the sale here, right? You get the sale. And then now it'll be $69 a month, right? That's kind of funny, right? So it'll be pretty much, $69 a month, 70, let's call it $70 a month versus $100. So yeah, you can do payments. And I really want to thank Affirm for this and their help setting this up to help us democratize financial information. Now, again, if you have a business, you can use your business ID. And then what you can do is you can write this course off, because this is an educational platform. And you can write this off for people that are in their MBA program. This is a write-off, okay? You can write this off because it is an educational platform. On your educational, you could definitely talk to your tax, advisor. I'm not a tax advisor for sure, obviously, right? But the stuff that I get for my education, for medical school, I write off, right? So this can classify as that, right? But yes, so the short answer, yes, B Rob. Sometimes it's good to walk things through here. But yeah, so there's that. What's your thoughts on the upcoming earnings? Yeah, so I always forget what's the command for my own stock terminal. There's like a command where it gives you the estimated next earnings report for Clover. Maybe somebody can help me. I don't know. It's been a while, but Clover Health next earnings date. We could just oh, okay, November 4th. Yeah, so that makes sense, right? That makes sense why the options chain is a little high near that time. Yeah. Much appreciated. Gets me. Yeah, man. I'm so freaking tired, man. It's fuck, man. I'm like, it's I didn't know this, which I need to start working out more. But surgeons have a high propensity of getting heart disease because of the call schedule. It's freaking sad. You know what I mean? It's sad what we sacrifice to help people. It's like, but I mean, I just wouldn't have it any other way, man. Taking care of people, man, it's the best job. I've had. I do want to just open up a little to you guys. This week was kind of crappy. Not because of the people I work with. I love Kentucky. It was just the circumstances. So we had a hurricane type event that caused a lot of rain in Kentucky. There was a hurricane stuff and a lot of wind, and unfortunately, a lot of car accidents. And I'm not going to say too much, but because I don't want any patient identifiers or anything like that. But having to see a mom cry at someone who's a loved one that's brain dead, is very painful, especially if it's a child. So there was this week was I saw a lot. It's just crazy because like people see traumatic events maybe once every couple of years or 7 years, 10 years or whatever, maybe every this week I saw about 18 people's bad days in life happen all in 1 week, and I saw that. So that's pretty tough, you know what I mean? Obviously I got my own ways of dealing with it. I guess me sharing it with you is one. But it sucks, man. It sucks. I got, blue collar type worker that doesn't know about science having hope for their loved one while, there's a physical, if you know science and medical school, and you would know that the outcomes are bad. And you're afraid of that person because they don't know what they're gonna do in life when they tell you that this is their everything, that they would die for that person. Yeah, it's tough. You know what I mean? It's a tough job. Which is, I think, I'm very thankful. I'm actually thankful I built this, because it's nice to be able to talk about something different. Because healthcare is healthcare, it's tough. I mean, it's tough. What makes it hard is it's not the money. Like people say, oh, being a doctor, money, money, money. Fuck the money, dude. I mean, people, excuse my language here, but F the money. Whoever goes into medicine for the money, oh man, your life is gonna be hell. And I hope you get out of medicine, because your patients are gonna kind of sense that. No, honestly, guys, this field is it should not be a business. It's a shame that it is. It's hard. I saw a lot. I'm still reflecting. I'm still like, today's my post call day off. I didn't really get a day off, honestly. Right. I've been working hardcore, and it's just, sometimes I like to go in the hot tub and, run, swim, and just kind of think about what happened and just reflect. So, it's painful. You know what I mean? So I'm very happy to have created this platform, because it gives us a future to talk about. And not only that, it's changing people's lives. We're making so many millionaires, and it's just so it feels good, and it gives me kind of supercharges me to go back and give my best to patients. But it's hard. It's hard seeing people on their bad days every single day. You know what I mean? So, um, but but you have to be the light in people's world, because sometimes you may get a situation where you have a patient, and that patient is a baby, and both of their parents died in a car accident, and that baby is alone in the world, and you have to be the light for that baby, right? Which is why I like pediatric neurosurgery. Um, so it's just different. This is very tragic stuff. This is some hardcore stuff. Um, but I think I'm very thankful. Before I was ashamed of my past. I think what I went through uh, in my years of homelessness. I feel like it built a grit in me to be able to keep going even at the signs of adversity, um, and seeing the resilience of patience, uh, and patience with some just remarkable tumors, um, is just incredible. So there is no path of fatigue. And neurosurgeons are ruthless. We are resistant to fatigue. We don't give up. We're hardcore, and it's a great field, and I can't wait to be a part of it. I tell you guys, we don't give a shit about fatigue. Fatigue, we tossed it out of the window. We're not the ones with brain tumors. Um, so it's just I work with some hardcore mother effers, and it's very inspiring. Anywho, that's a little tangent here. Okay, so just to tell you a little bit about my week, since I haven't made a video this week, I just wanted to just kind of tell you. I just post call day today. Just wanted to talk to you guys and just tell you what I've seen. I can't give you specifics because obviously those are not my stories to share, right? I have the privilege of being a small part of their lives, but just to share with you kind of what I'm taking from it, and I'm just so thankful that I have the opportunity to be able to take care of these people, and I just hope that I can just give them my best and give them the best healthcare in the world. That's all I care about, honestly. All right. So, I do my research, which I do very well, and I buy and hold and make money in the lows and selling the highs, so using the chart. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You go ahead, utilize technical analysis with the AI integration we have in the stock terminal that we have. And then we can go in and use fundamental analysis. And you put everything together, and holy shit, right? It goes really well. Somebody asked me, yeah, Greg, yeah, you asked me about earnings here. So yeah, you just reminded me, and then I'm going to go ahead and read the rest of the comments here. Earnings. So November 4th, right? First, let me just catch some of these comments real quick. Clove, I think, needs to do offering by last report. I don't know. I don't think so. They said they're not going to do it. Don't see bad things as problems. See them as lessons. Maybe without them, you wouldn't learn. Yeah, I agree with you, man. I wouldn't be the person. Listen, guys, if I didn't go through hell when I was young, I don't think I would have made our stock trades. I wouldn't have made this because I wouldn't know that people struggle if I had a privileged life, and I would assume that everyone knows about the stock market, right? Because if I lived the privileged life, you know what I mean? Um, to those that have been given much, much is expected, and to those that have been entrusted with much, much more will be asked. That's Luke something something. I think Luke, man, I'm gonna butcher this one. Luke 15:24. Damn. Wait. Let's see. To those that have been given much. It has to be Luke. Come on. Ah, dang it. 1248. I forgot the number. 1248. From everyone given much will be required, and from the one for whom more is provided, all the more they will ask of them, ask of him or her or them. Right? We make it a little bit inclusive, right? So it's. I've seen a lot of people say this, and they tend to be very successful, and I think this is the key. You got to look at what you have, not what you don't have, right? Because some people would die for what you have. Can't put a price on saving and helping people. Much respect. Yeah, exactly. You can't. You can't because I was speaking to one of the amazing residents here in University of Kentucky, and he was telling me how he was reading a book of another neurosurgeon at Cedars-Sinai, and he was, at that point in his life, he was deciding whether he wants orthopedic surgery, if he wants like neurosurgery, and I think what drove him to neurosurgery is one of the people at uh, Cedars-Sinai wrote in his book that a patient came in with a glioblastoma multiforme from Japan, just wealthy businessman. So they went and did the resection. And then for folks that don't know, glioblastoma multiforme is a very deadly disease. It's a tumor that took out John McCain, unfortunately, and it has a life expectancy of 12 to 18 months. If you want to use the Stubbs procedure, if I'm saying that correctly, I'm still learning, so please excuse me, but you could go ahead and increase their life expectancy to approximately 18 months to maybe max 22 months. So it's not a lot, but it gives you a couple of months to a year and a half to set your affairs before you pass on. So unfortunately, he did the resection, and the Japanese person came back, and unfortunately, he was at a bad position. The tumor started progressing after 6 months, and then the neurosurgeon said, "I'm sorry, I failed you." And the Japanese patient said, "What do you mean you failed me? You gave me 6 months with my family." So, I don't know your stance. I don't know your politics. I don't know your culture, nor your religion, guys, whoever watch this channel. But having the skill set and the power to give someone 6 months to 12 months, having them have the ability. I've seen patients that have GBMs, glioblastoma multiforme. It's called GBM. And I had a patient say, "Please do the resection for me so I can stay long enough to, for my 50th anniversary, just so I can do my 50th anniversary with my husband." You understand me how powerful this is? I've had patients say, "Just so I can go to church again, please." You see? So yeah, you're right. You can't put a price on that. So it's the best field and career you can think of. I tell you, um, in these moments of sadness and tears, you are not the constant thread of hope. You may not be able to fix everything, but your presence can make a difference between despair and resilience. Yeah, and I reflect back to the Hippocrates, where the Hippocratic Oath. It says warmth and sympathy outweigh the surgeon's knife and the chemist's drug. So essentially, being there for the patient, showing them warmth and sympathy, will outweigh the surgeon's knife and chemist's drug, because at some point, surgery is not the answer, and there's no medicine within our tool set kit to stop the inevitable. So what is left but our warmth, sympathy, and humanity? So, and empathy. Sometimes just being there to listen. Exactly, you hit it right on up. To offer comfort and more, can be more healing than any medicine. You're a reminder that even in the darkest times, there's still compassion and strength to hold on. Absolutely, 100%. It's not why Clover could skyrocket. It's when. Absolutely, Nathan. Absolutely. So yeah, and that's the cool part about Al Stock Trades, this whole channel. We go from like really deep things to like, let's go to the moon, right? So I really like this, just this extreme, granularly, just the spectrum of what we created here together. It's really fun, and it just keeps us on our toes. You know what I mean? Because again, it's nice. I like it. So now let's go back to Greg's, the earnings here, right? Before we get all biblical here, right? Because you're gonna call me Al Pastor Trades, right? I'm gonna be like, this is Sunday. I guess we're having mass right now. Right? So all right, let me pull up the options chain again. I can't pull it up here because it's the internet schminternet type of thing going on here, guys. So we'll just open it up. Here, obviously, the options chains are closed right now. They're not active. They're not like most accurate, so they're going to be updating when it opens up. But if you go ahead and look at the covered call for $3, it's only paying 5 cents for this October 4th expiration. October 11th, it's going to go ahead and do 11 cents. October 18th is going to be 15 cents on the covered call for 3. October 25th, it's going to go ahead and do so by the way, it's a selling covered call at 19 cents. And then November 1, 5 cents. And then November 8 is 0. And then 15, it jumps up. 15, again, November 4th is the earnings. 15 is 30 cents, which is pretty incredible, if you ask me here. That's a lot. So, and that's just literally a month away, which is not that bad at all. But I think, we would have to see how the market is overall to, see if it's even worth doing that. But the 25 options look pretty darn sexy, if you ask me here. It's not actually not that bad of an options, honestly, right? But overall, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the data tomorrow when the market opens, and then I'll go ahead and make my moves and release them in the stock terminal. So folks that are interested, definitely take advantage for the, again, not financial advice. So we offer 2.5 billion outputs and obviously an educational platform to take you from zero to hero. And again, we got fire marshals becoming millionaires, and we just have we're changing, people's financial literacy, right? And it's just really good to do. Again, coupon code expires tomorrow. Take advantage. SAS, SAAS, not the other way around, this way. Spell it this way. Let's see here. Take my yoke upon you. Let me teach you, because I am humble and gentle at heart. You will find rest for your soul. Yeah, that's a good one. So here. Take my yoke upon you. Let me teach you, because I am humble and gentle at heart. You will find rest for your soul. Well, let's take a look at, where does this go here? Yeah, and I think this is why I like medicine, because it's really humbling. It really is. And let's kind of just really just, because what's the point of a life non-exam is not a life worth living. So let's take a look at the meaning of this. If we can just get the meaning here. No, not that one. Actually, yeah, there's a meaning. So oh, I can't spell meaning. Okay, so it says here. Yeah, giving Jesus control and letting him direct our efforts. Yeah, it's kind of funny you say that, because when I was homeless, I pretty much, prayed to God. I said, you just, if you can please get me out of here, I will do whatever you need me to do. It's kind of weird, because like, since I did that prayer, even from day one, things have changed. It was crazy. As you can see, my life is not really normal. I've accomplished a lot, and it's not because of me. Um, there's something out there. I don't know how I don't know how to explain it to you guys. Only people that have faith will understand. But if you just tap into this little source of whatever you want to call it, almost like if you look at like the earth, how the earth has like a core, like a core. There's like this thing that you really can't see. I don't know. It's called faith, what it is, but this is a little power core that you can tap into. And if you tap into this, you can accomplish anything in life. I don't know how to explain it to you guys, but um, I think it's putting God first. I'm not too sure. I mean, that's what I do. But when I figure it out, I'll let you know. But I think it's that. So I don't know. But anywho, I love each and every one of you guys. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I'm gonna go brush my teeth, drink some water, maybe drink some water, then brush my teeth because it's gonna be kind of nasty. And then yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep. And then go tomorrow. I love rounding. Before I was like, I hate rounding, but now I really like rounding, because like I learned so much listening to the chief and the residents when they talk in the rounding, especially when the chief says his decisions, why he's doing what he's doing. I like when the resident, like the first years to sixth years, say their information, like, I believe we should do this. And the chief resident says, no, 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 let's do this because this and this and this and this. And that's where I learn a lot. And just listening to the back and forth. I mean, this is medicine. They are practicing medicine at in its purest form. And I really like the rounding, and I really like programs, neurosurgery programs that have a very strong sense of just ownership within their neurosurgical ICU. I like it when neurosurgeons manage their own patients, or at least have some form of understanding in medicine. We're putting up MELD scores. We're like really, really doing some really cool medicine stuff here. And it's just really stimulating because you're stimulated in the operating room and you're stimulated in rounds. So I don't know. I'm just kind of weird, I think, but maybe the novelty will wear off. But I really like it. So, anywho, guys, love each and every one of you. Rounding tomorrow, not too bad. 5:30 in the morning, that's not bad at all. One time I had to go in the operating room at 3:30 a.m. Now that was crazy. But again, um, neurosurgery, we're available 24/7. So I really like that field, man. So, I'll keep you guys updated on my track and everything like that. But yeah, we'll see what happens this week with the markets. We'll close off with looking at the futures here to see what's going on. Again, they're not prognostic for anything, just to see what's going on here. Yeah, nothing too crazy. There may be some stability in the region. Israel just took out Hezbollah's leader. It's been like top news in CNN. I think they've been talking. Israel widens attack on Iran-backed proxies. Yeah, there's a guy named, I honestly don't know his name. Nasser Allah, I think that's what his name is. Yeah, I don't know. I always like to look at Fox and CNN, they both extremes, and then I go to like the real news. But it's just good to see what Democrats value, and then I like to see what Republicans value. Yeah, you see. Yeah, it's good. I think this was a hurricane. Yeah, it was a lot of tragedy, sadly. Lots of tragedy with all the accidents. It was very painful. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen. God bless you all. I'm going to get some sleep, and I'll see you on the next one.